You know, when they were working on the screenplay for this and tossing around ideas, they were clearly workshopping it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a release from a little earlier this year, Copshop. Before we begin, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this movie were, if you already saw it or if you were planning on seeing it, and make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like these reviews, as it helps me out immensely by getting my content out there. And if you're new here, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases, older films, hidden gems, and so much more on a near daily basis. But let's jump right into it and let's talk about Copshop. This stars Frank Grillo as a wily con artist on the run from a lethal assassin played by Gerard Butler. He devises a scheme to hide out inside a small-town police station, but when the hitman turns up at the precinct, an unsuspecting rookie cop played by Alexis Louder finds herself caught in the crosshairs. This is written and directed by Joe Carnahan and is the second film of his to see released this year after we got Boss Level on Hulu back in March. I've said it a number of times before, but I feel Carnahan is someone who's underappreciated when it comes to directing solid action and thriller movies, with Narc and The Grey being two standouts. I wouldn't say his films reinvent the wheel, but he always knows how to pace a film well, build up tension, and keep us entertained, and those were pretty much my expectations going into this film, and was looking forward to it due to Grillo and Butler, and I gotta say, this certainly did live up to my expectations. It reminded me of a smaller scale assault on Precinct 13, as it's confined to this one police station and features a number of tense standoffs and shootouts between Grillo, Butler, Louder, her colleagues, and another assassin played by Toby Huss, who also unexpectedly shows up and gums up the works. Now, not every scene is this explosive, all-out bloodbath. I'd say Assault on Precinct 13 or even Carnahan's Boss Level were certainly more action-packed, but this does a really nice job of balancing out its action with some solid character moments. Not that I call this film a flat-out character study or anything, don't get me wrong there, but since not every scene is action-driven, it has to make sure that our leads are given enough of a personality so that we're still engaged even when there's some downtime. And it certainly succeeds at giving us three very enjoyable leads, and it's partially thanks to the performances. While Frank Grillo's not a household name, he actually is a very charming lead man, and I'm happy to see him get a few more of these prominent roles in the past few years. And while I find Gerard Butler to be hit and miss, when he's given the right script, he's actually quite captivating himself. See the How to Train Your Dragon movies if you need further proof. And their interactions are where things get interesting, as they both have questionable intentions. They're both locked in separate cells, and they both need to convince Louder which of the two is the more trustworthy one. And it provides an excellent source of tension. Grillo's character seems more likable, but he makes it clear his job calls for him to talk his way out of every situation, so it's unknown if what he's saying here is true or a lie. And while Butler is presented as the more antagonistic one and is conniving in his own ways, he also does seem to be more of a straight shooter. So there's a nice mystery built up throughout the film as far as who's the true protagonist, all while we hold our breath as Toby Huss, who gives a nice supporting turn, attempts to break his way into the holding area. So this film can be tense and surprisingly darkly humorous, as all our characters, both main and supporting, fire off quips and insults to one another, which were quite funny and alleviates the tension. Though while Grillo and Butler are the top billed leads, the real standout is Alexis Louder. She's an excellent mix of endearing and charismatic, as we learn a little more about her backstory, all while being badass at the same time, as she has to go toe-to-toe with all these questionable characters. While this isn't her first film, this is her first major starring role, and all I can say is, we definitely need more of her in films pronto, because she was awesome here. Now, for the most part, the film's paced pretty nicely, and I found it to be consistently engaging. Like I said, whenever there wasn't an action scene, the interactions among our three leads helped keep things interesting. I'd say the only time where that wasn't the case was in the middle, where there was a bit of a lull while a number of characters were incapacitated. We do get a little bit of exposition, but some of the conversations that they have as we're waiting for the next big thing aren't quite as captivating, so it definitely stretches the runtime just a tad longer than it needed to be. Also, I think it could have ended one scene earlier than it did, and it would have been a bit stronger in my opinion. Not that I hated it, but it feels like the film ends just fine, then it goes on for a little while longer, and all it does is reinforce a character point, and in a way that just seemed a little off to me. I get why it was done, but I think it ended stronger in the scene before that, honestly. Overall, Copshop is a pulpy, engaging thriller that knows how to have fun. While it can certainly be tense in its action-oriented sequences, it's also just as engaging when it's the three leads simply sitting together. It's funny, exciting, and all around a great time, and if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend checking it out. Copshop gets an 8 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Cop Shop or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like it more than Boss Level? Do you have a favorite Joe Carnahan movie? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.